So, friends, foes, and everything in between. It's time for our next set of watercolors. Just kidding. The Upcrate box 55 is here, and compared to the other ones, it's a rather chunky boy. So, let's dive in. Someone already broke my seal. Who dare? Anyway, let's dive in, find out what we have today, and make something with it. We have some random pieces of paper. Then we have some rather cool art. I do like this with the skeleton on top. Julian Schleifer. I feel like with this picture, for example, it looks more like digital art. And yes, if she took a picture and drew on top of it. Quite interesting. I do like the style. Let's see what Julian has for us. First of all, we have some different paper. Or not different paper, it's all the same. Rather thick. No idea what exactly it is. And then we have the main attraction. I see a tube. Oh. No. Van Gogh acrylic. Yellow. I have to look that up. But there was a video ages ago when we should have had acrylics and there was oil paint instead. I'm not sure if this one is supposed to be part of this box or if this one is supposed to be the replacement that came after nearly a year then. Anyway, a micron in 10. As I said, chunky boy. Micron in 10. Never had one of those. Oh, the microns, yes, but not in that size. An acrylic marker. Oxide black. Oh. I'm intrigued. Brush pen Ecoline. Oh, I saw those Frau Hölle set. Frau Hölle is basically Mrs. Hell. Watercolor paint. Set of 5 brush pens with concentrated transparent watercolor paint can be combined well with digital work. Are you supposed to paint on your laptop's screen or... Anyway, at least this time we have some rather skin tone-esque colors, which is quite nice. So, I first want to look up if this one is supposed to be for this box or if it is the replacement. Give me a moment. So, a bit of water. We might not have a brush, but we had brushes in other boxes. So, I would say it's fine to use one of those. It looks like... I assumed that the name Julien is pronounced like Julien and not like Julian. Both are possible. This person seems to be visibly male. My apologies if I did you dirty, Julian. Let's dig into the box. First of all, let's use a bit of the yellow acrylic paint. I assume it is not that different to other acrylic paints. It is quite creamy. So, I want to have a little square here that I then can dry to test out the other markers and everything on top, just to find out if we can layer dry enough. So now let's take a look at this nib. That's big. What a surprise. The black works quite nice on the yellow. But that already gives me at least an idea for the background. And already I can see that these are more or less dissolving the paper. Which, again, I don't understand that. Why do you give us paper that is not able to handle these? Okay, you can draw over the acrylic ink with them. Acrylic ink over the acrylic. I don't get this. Sorry. You know, Upcrate, I really like you. Even though you have a lot of watercolor. But I don't get why we get paper that gets dissolved by the art supply. I might have to try the other side. Yeah, and this one already is dried out. You know what? Though these are water-based, I will fill this with water. And we will see. Give me a moment. So, I filled the barrel as much with water as possible. Now let's close the lid and shake a bit. Maybe that will help. The good thing about this would be, if this works, we now know how to revive these. And it seems like it did work. Oh, and according to the online magazine, this was supposed, or these pages were supposed to come in a kind of folder thing, but they don't. And I really want to say again, I do like the Upcrate box, but things like this make it a lot harder to like it, because if you advertise or if you show these one in a pad, then give me a pad. Otherwise, show me the pages. I'm fine with just getting pages, but don't show them on your page in a pad and then give me this. That's no. And I'm not sure. This is an accident. This is completely fine. And I am sure if I would have reached out to the Upgrade box, they would have either told me put some water in it, or we replace it. But I'm sorry, there are still some issues with the Upgrade box. I like it. I will stay subscribed so far, but you need on your branding a little bit, I would say. Maybe you see it different. Tell me how you think about it in the comments below, if you like. Just to end this a little bit quicker so we can take care of the artwork, I tried to use the marker on the back side of my test piece, and it ended to dissolve the paper as well. And then I compared these pens to the brush nib markers that came with the Upcrate quite some time ago. They are from Artspace, which I think is the owned brand by the Upcrate. And although the nib was a lot softer compared to the nib of the Ecoline ones. Theirs really was a brush nib, so you had bristles that spread it out slightly when you pushed onto the paper too heavy. It took quite some time until that dissolved the paper, so I guess it is because of the nib that the stiffer nib that the Ecoline markers have is not that nice for the paper. But it still is the question, why do you give us paper that can't handle it? Anyway, let's go over to the artwork. Oh, and I taped 2 pages of paper together again, because I wanted to have more space. I want to draw something cutesy. Something rather comic-esque, I think. And yes, possible that it will be a concept for a Monster High doll. And because I had no clue what to do with these colors in the direction of mythical creatures, I decided to branch out into just comic-esque fantasy for once. Maybe this will... I will draw stuff like this more often now. But yeah, I just wanted to explain that. And because of the color scheme, I thought about a queen bee. Oh gosh, I already love this. Or, yeah, the bee queen, wasp queen, whatever. She is a hybrid. She has attributes of bees and wasps, and anyway, I think she turned out quite cute. So, yeah. I will shut up now. And let you watch the process. At least for a bit. I hope you will enjoy. I assume this is a concept that is already done 1,000 times. But I do it for the first time and I love it. I want to give her whole hemline cloudy, poofy things that look like nectar balls, or like, you know, those floofy gatherings that sometimes appear from the pollen from the pollen. Is it pollen? I don't know how it's in English. This up here is supposed to be more of a floofy neck thing that is this, yeah, very furry part on wasps, bees, whatever. But this here, down here is supposed to be more pollen-esque, so it will turn into a rose anyway. And this thing we make even longer and a bit sharper than this is her stinger. Her Royal Highness does not sting with her stinger. She has a stinger thing, a stinger scepter. It's the next morning for me, and after looking at this again, I decided that I think I want to follow the advice of a very unknown YouTuber called Jazza from the channel Draw with Jazza. When he still did a lot of drawing videos, he said that if you have a drawing like this and you make the outlines a bit thicker, it stands out a bit more, and I want to follow this advice. It will mean that I will skip lines like these, so they still look delicate. I am not sure about the rose at the moment, but I will thicken all the other lines slightly. With that, we are nearly done with the video. I have to say again, I am a bit disappointed in the upgrade box just of how the materials work together. The materials themselves are fine, and I think I get what I pay for. All of that I'm totally on board with and okay with. The only thing I still think could be improved is how the materials work together, because obviously the Microns had a more difficult time working on the acrylic paint, and the brush markers could tear apart the paper slightly, and all of those are things I think an art subscription box should keep in mind. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video, and we will see us in another one. Until then, bye.